Just happened. Leonor marries Prince Christian in Copenhagen. A wedding. A royal fairy tale. A love story that was never supposed to happen. But it just did. Princess Leonor of Spain has married Prince Christian of Denmark. And the world will never look at royalty the same way again. This is not rumor. Not speculation. This is history unfolding. In Copenhagen, beneath the soaring towers and ancient bells, two royal houses united, not just in ceremony but in destiny. But how did this happen? Why now? And what does it mean for Spain, for Denmark, and for the future of Europe's monarchies? To understand the magnitude of this moment, we must go back. Because this wedding wasn't just about love, it was about tradition, power, sacrifice, and the courage of two young heirs to choose their hearts over the weight of crowns. Princess Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne. Raised in the shadow of duty, bound by centuries of expectation. From childhood, her life was scripted, the perfect daughter, the future queen, the modern face of a centuries-old monarchy. Yet, behind her graceful smile, there was always the question, who would walk beside her when the crown became hers? Prince Christian, heir to Denmark. Born into a kingdom of stability and adored by a nation that saw in him the promise of continuity. His life, too, had been shaped by protocol, diplomacy, and the heavy burden of being the son of Crown Prince Frederick and Crown Princess Mary. Their paths crossed in whispers. At gatherings of European royalty, state dinners, quiet summer retreats where royal children were brought together not for romance but for solidarity. What began as friendship soon deepened into something far more dangerous. Dangerous because their love was not meant to be simple. Two heirs from two different thrones. If they married, what would it mean? Would Leonor remain in Spain as queen? Would Christian forsake Denmark? Or could two monarchies truly share one heart? And yet, love does not listen to the rules of palaces. Behind closed doors, far from cameras, the bond grew stronger. Every meeting, every glance across the polished floors of a banquet hall, every secret letter carried the same truth: they could not let go of each other. When the announcement came, it shook Europe. But what happened in Copenhagen on this day eclipsed even the boldest of rumors. The ceremony was not just a wedding, it was a declaration. The heirs of Spain and Denmark are no longer just figures of tradition. They are two young people who dared to shape their own destiny. The setting was as breathtaking as the love story itself. Copenhagen, with its canals and historic churches, became the stage of a spectacle no one will ever forget. Guests from every royal house arrived: Britain, Norway, Sweden, the Netherlands, each watching, each wondering what this union meant for them. Leonor's gown was the talk of the century. A Spanish masterpiece infused with Danish design, blending heritage and modernity. Her veil carried delicate embroidery of both kingdoms' symbols, the fleur-de-lis of Bourbon Spain and the hearts of Denmark. It was more than fabric, it was a promise. Christian stood tall, dressed in the uniform of a Danish prince, yet wearing subtle insignias gifted by Leonor's father, King Felipe. Side by side, they represented not just two countries, but the possibility of a united future. The vows brought the world to silence. Spoken in both Spanish and Danish, they symbolized a love that transcended language. Tears fell in the audience, even among the most hardened dignitaries. Queen Letitia's eyes glistened. Crown Princess Mary's smile held both pride and the bittersweet recognition of her son's new role as husband to a future queen. But as the applause echoed, one question lingered: what happens now? Will Leonor reign in Spain while Christian remains in Denmark? Can love survive the complexities of two crowns? Or will one kingdom one day have to yield to the other? And beneath the beauty of the moment, the tensions were undeniable. Some in Spain whispered that Leonor's duty is to her nation alone, that love should never outweigh legacy. Others in Denmark feared that their heir would one day be drawn too far into Spanish affairs. Yet, as Leonor and Christian clasped hands, they seemed immune to these fears. Their eyes spoke the same message: together, they are stronger. This wedding was not just about a couple, it was about a shift in monarchy itself. It was about the new generation daring to choose differently. Not arranged marriages, not alliances built in secrecy, but love. Genuine, unstoppable love. Still, for every fairy tale comes a shadow. Will politics intrude? Will traditions clash? What will happen when Leonor is crowned Queen of Spain, and Christian stands as King of Denmark? Can two rulers in love govern two nations separately, or will their hearts lead to a historic merging of power unseen in centuries? Already, whispers are circulating across Europe. Diplomats speculate. Historians debate. Some call it reckless, others call it visionary. But for those who watched in Copenhagen today, the truth was clear: this was a wedding unlike any other. From the moment Leonor walked down the aisle, to the kiss that sealed not just a marriage but a movement, it became obvious this was not only a royal wedding. It was a statement of courage. A reimagining of what monarchy means in the 21st century. And for the millions who watched around the world, one feeling overpowered all others: hope. Hope that love can still conquer duty. Hope that even in the most gilded of cages, the human heart finds its freedom. Hope that Leonor and Christian's story will not just survive, but inspire generations to come. As the night fell over Copenhagen and the couple danced beneath chandeliers older than nations, the world held its breath. What comes next is uncertain. But one thing is undeniable. Leonor and Christian have written a new chapter in royal history. And no matter what tomorrow brings, this day, the day they chose love above all else, will be remembered forever. Because in the end, it wasn't just about crowns. It wasn't just about nations. It was about two young hearts who dared to say yes. And the world will never be the same again.